Finally, a full HD projector. Let's see if it is worth investing in this projector. The intro and we begin. Digital greetings to all. If you are new here, I don't show you the devices and I read you their manual. That is the typical and obsolete review format. Here I analyze the devices beyond marketing, with real tests, and I look at the electronics with the digital autopsy. And this video will be great. If you came here by chance, I recommend you watch my other two videos, because this is a saga of projectors, with very important information that you should know. Before buying a new projector, I already reviewed a VGA resolution projector, then an HD resolution projector, and today I am going to review this new full HD projector, Xming's Q1 SE. Xming is one of the Xiaomi ecosystem companies, same as Poco, Redmi, etc. And that is why it has a good quality in its product. The full version of this projector is called Q1. This one I have is the Q1 SE version, launched for the low-end projector market. And in this version Q1 SE, several important features have been removed, that if it integrates the Q1 version, which is more complete, so be careful when buying it. This is the new format for home projectors. The vertical format, smaller and more compact. And that they indicate their true ANSI lumens. This is a mid-range projector for an average user, and its main advantage is that it is native Full HD. Full HD for real. From this video, buying a Full HD projector is worth considering, but don't despair, because I will get other projectors of this range, and so you can better analyze what you want to buy. Now without further delay, let's go with your unboxing. Impatient Rick has been waiting for this day, to review this projector. In this box is Xming Mini Projector, model Q1 SE, which is like this image and integrates three main features: sound, inputs and screencast. Inside there is another small box with the accessories. We have a power cable, a 20-volt 3.3 amp adapter, 65 watts are consumed by this projector, and an infrared remote control. Finally, the projector is protected in a bag. Now we can see its appearance very similar to the Wanbo models. Although the Q1 has golden details, and a more aesthetic shape that makes it look better. The Q1 is a very compact projector. It weighs 1.2 kilos and its lens is made of glass, and it is not plastic like other models. On the front it has a grill. This is for the hot air outlet, and has some holes for the front infrared receiver. On the sides are the 3-watt speakers, for your stereo sound. At the top there is a status LED light, and a wheel to control the focus. On the back there is a fresh air suction grill, the brand logo and the connectivity of the Q1. Here we find the power button, the rear infrared receiver, a headphone output, one USB 2.0 port, one HDMI 1.4 output, and the input of voltage adapter. On the bottom there are 4 rubber feet for a good grip, and a thread of 1/4 inch to put a common tripod. Xming's Q1 projector is about $250 on AliExpress. It is more expensive than Xiaomi's Wanbo T2 Max, but it also has some advantages that make it interesting. In its basic version, its main features are LCD projection technology, brightness of 150 ANSI lumens, native Full HD resolution, projection size up to 120 inches, projection from iOS and Android cell phones, 6-watt stereo sound. In its full version it integrates the Fung OS operating system, integrates 2 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage, integrates adjustable 4-point keystone correction, and it integrates an internal 7000 mAh battery for 2 hours of autonomy. These types of projectors are completely sealed, and that makes them almost irreparable. That's why I didn't find tutorials where they have opened one of these. And when I was almost giving up, a more delicate idea occurred to me. In the end I did it with just my hands. But it was very difficult. And this is the interior of the Xming Mini Projector. A total change in technology, materials and design. This is the focus wheel and it works with this other little wheel. And here in front is the infrared receiver. But I'll take out a couple of screws in this little focus wheel to completely remove this complex device. My friends will excuse my enthusiasm, but how beautiful is electronics? This is the new format of many compact projectors that are coming to market with the sealed optics system, where the most sensitive elements such as the LED, the lenses, mirrors and LCD screen, they are inside this box completely sealed, to avoid dust and black spots in the projection. The air that enters from the rear cool this metal plate and is sucked by this fan, which in turn pumps air into this radiator, which collects the heat from the LED through this copper tube. Under this metal plate is the power LED, but I can't get it out, because it would contaminate your sealed optics with dust particles. Now let's look at the CPU. The card must be released from 8 connectors and 3 screws. And remove the heatsink to learn about the electronics of the projector. Interesting combination of hardware, but not what I expected. In this model it integrates the UTS-6710 processor, which is a cheaper chip for televisions. Instead, the full version Q1 integrates the ALIEXPRESS T972 processor, which is much better for this purpose. But make no mistake, because with that hardware it will work fine. The heatsink is shared between the processor and these 2 transistors, which power the LED and which consume almost all the power. All image processing is sent by this flag to the LCD screen inside the box. And that I can't get out either. That will not happen. At least not in this video. The speakers have their acoustic boxes, and this is very good because they will amplify the sounds better. It is without a doubt an excellent device, and I am amazed at its compact and modern design. I really like this sealed optics thing. For you as users, guarantees a better operation and without external contamination. To me as a curious engineer, it limits me to continue disassembling. Maybe later they will have and open it. The important thing is that we have known this device from the inside. And I did not find a video on YouTube where they dare to open it. Also, I know you really like this part of my videos, and I also want to change the typical common revised format, where it seems that the only thing that interests them, it's just making you buy one more device. And that's not my style. Now yes, I'm going to clean it and then I'm going to try it. I really like that the Q1 is super compact, and that it can be manipulated with one hand. I'm going to install it on this tripod to see how it performs. Due to its good technology, the Q1 responds fast. It takes 1 second to turn on after pressing its power button. And that's how it looks with all the light in my living room. And so with half the light. I will install it 2 meters from my wall, to have an 80-inch screen. And after focusing it as best as possible, I'll turn off all the light. And this is the main interface of the Q1 SE projector. But it is not an operating system where you can install applications. This is just a basic interface. At the bottom will serve as a media player, to read USB flash drives or SSD drives. And at the top there are 4 options. Broadcast your cell phone screen, connect to your Wi-Fi network, connect an HDMI input, and the settings menu of this projector. From here you can make image adjustments, sound settings, system information, timer settings, and special or advanced settings, some like changing the language, activate CEC control, and change projection method, as the inverted projection, for those who want to install this projector on the ceiling. In this version, the Q1 does not have dual-band Wi-Fi. I will connect it to the only Wi-Fi network it detected, the 2.4 GHz network. I have to say that the connection was quite fast. Once connected, you can go to the screen option, and from here choose your type of cell phone, iPhone or Android. Here you will find a projection procedure, which I did with my cell phone as you see here. And that's it. Connects and projects very easily. This helps make up for the lack of an operating system on the projector, since you can project from any application on your cell phone. The quality of the images is good, but it's no better than the images coming through the HDMI port. since this transmission uses the Wi-Fi network. That's why the system optimizes the bandwidth and compresses the images so there are no delays or lags, and when compressing the images, they lose quality. The great advantage of this method is that you do not need a TV box or any extra device to enjoy your projector and watch your favorite content. Of many applications that do not have a version for TV box, but yes, for mobile. If while you are watching your cell phone screen turns off, you will still see on the projector. But if you turn it off with the power button of your cell phone, the projector enters standby mode and cuts off the projection. If you connect to the HDMI port, you will get the best full HD quality from this mini projector. But remember that your HDMI input is 1.4, so it will not support 4K video, only up to full HD. I will now run the TV calibration application for you to see on this projector its contrast, their colors, and a classic color palette and how they look with this projector. It is a pity that this version does not integrate keystone correction. That's why at the top it looks wider than at the bottom. If I open YouTube to put other content, you will see the quality of the images of this Xming projector. These are good and in true native full HD. The details are very good, and they are above the projectors that I reviewed in previous videos. If I stop the video at this scene and zoom in a bit, you will see that the colors and details of this parrot are excellent. Although when you turn on the light, the magic is lost, because 150 ANSI lumens are not enough for good light viewing. You can even improve the experience, configuring the image and color settings well. Still, the colors are very warm, and are less saturated than those of the Xming projector. With 80-inch screen, this projector delivers decent performance and quality to any user. And this is even more noticeable in video games, that now I can see them and play much better. But just like I did in my previous video, I will use another projector to have another reference in the quality of the images. I will use this HDMI splitter with two outputs to get two equal video outputs, one for Q1 SE mini projector, and another for the Xming projector that I reviewed in my previous video. I will turn them on at the same time to see which one starts first. Although Q1 is almost instantaneous, both show the image practically at the same time. It's 5 p.m. and let's see how it looks with some ambient light. And although the previous Xming projector is not as modern, at least it allows me to correct the projection angle. Whereas with the Xming Q1 SE, I can't correct the corners, so to use it they must place it in front of the projection. This is the best white brightness of both projectors. Evaluate which white brightness is the best with ambient light. I like the Q1 a little more. Of course, neither of them is made for outdoors, but I can see that the Q1 gets more out of it, of its most modern technology, and offers better contrasts and warmer colors. Now it's 6 p.m. and it's a little darker. As night falls, on the Q1 projector improves the display quality, and it looks better every time. I'll wait for the night to make a real comparison. Now yes, I will have a better reference of the brightness of the Q1 SE, and for that, I will turn off the light. As you can see, we can compare the contrast, color intensity, and how the colors look on both projectors, in red, green, blue, light blue, yellow, cyan, and white. I practically have two 50-inch screens. And if the surface is 1 square meter, the lux of light that falls are closer to the lumens, and therefore I will measure the intensity of lux at maximum white brightness of each projector. And this are the results. As you can see, the values are close, but with a small advantage from Q1, due to its completely sealed optics, prevent possible light leaks. Although in Xming projector, the value is lower than your video. This is due to the projection, which is larger, causing the same light to be distributed over a wider area. But nothing better than the pictures. To test these two projectors, I warn you that this is not a comparison, since Xming projector is HD only. I already reviewed it in a previous video. I'm just referencing the two types of projection, HD and full HD. Obviously the full HD projection of the Q1 is of higher quality. The contrast is better and the colors are more real. But keep in mind that it costs triple of Xming Projector. So based on that, he's not far behind either. Now look at this. I will stop at the image of the parrot. And I'll pause to check the quality. And then a close-up, so you can see why the Q1 costs more. Precisely because of the details and sharpness of true Full HD. In this other image of this frog I will also pause. So you can see the difference between HD and Full HD of the same image. And you get an idea of why the best quality has its impact on prices. These tests are very important for a buyer like you. You can decide your purchase. That's why in this channel I don't unpack and read manuals. As in other channels, I am interested in informing you transparently, for you to make an intelligent decision. Another important feature is the focus. On the cheapest projector, I can't get full focus on the entire screen. Because if I focus the center, the edges blur. While the better optics of the Q1 allows a homogeneous focus on the entire screen. And that is a very important advantage. And although Xming's projector has a higher brightness, we can improve that too in Q1, adjusting the brightness, saturation and with a few fine adjustments. See how we can match the brightness of the Xming projector, but without losing the quality and depth of the colors. And as you can see, I improved the Xming projector images a lot. As in so few years, engineers converted almost all lighting products in powerful LED systems. But what is an LED? To find out, I will open one very carefully. An LED is a device that uses semiconductor elements and emit energy in the form of light when traveled by an electric current. The color of light they emit will depend on the type of semiconductor material of the LED. A common LED only needs about 5 milliamps to turn on. Projector LEDs are specially designed and can handle high currents in amps, 400 to 1000 times more current. So once they go bad, it will be very difficult to get an exact replacement. In my previous video, I told them I would light a projector LED out of it, as if it were a flashlight. And although it is not practical to turn it into a flashlight, I have always liked doing these experiments to see how things work. So I'll use my variable power source. And I'll regulate it to 18 volts, which is what this big LED uses. Also, I'll make sure to ventilate it well so it doesn't burn. Now I just have to connect the other terminal, and there it is. Although in the dark, it is much better. Look at all the light it generates. Can easily light up my room. And could serve as an emergency light with an external battery. As long as you keep it at a correct temperature, there will be no problem. If I focus it completely towards the wall, as it happens inside the projector, you will witness the great power of these LEDs, and why they have become so popular in projectors. Even my power source restricts the current, and you only pass half an amp for safety, because inside the projector it consumes almost 5 times more. It's 2.4 amps. I mean, this LED consumes 43 watts of power. Great, right? Now I will enlarge the screen. And that's why I'll put the Q1 3.4 meters from the wall. At that distance I get a 120-inch screen. And my little Rick is confirming that measure for me. This is one of my videos and it is recorded in Full HD. See the best definition I get with this projector. If I pause at this part, see that the edges of the letters do not show shadows or blurs. For me, this is the ideal distance at which this projector should be used. To a 120-inch screen, this will suffice in most cases to enjoy this device well. Because as you see in a semi-dark environment, the images will be very good. Although it will also depend on the quality of the content you post. But as I usually do in my videos, I will also take to the maximum of my wall this projector. Although the manual says that the maximum screen is 120 inches, I will put it at 4 meters. And so I get a 145-inch screen. A tremendous screen to see all the games. As you can see, it still looks good, although it loses a bit of definition. But since the screen is bigger, you have to situate yourself further back, and that's why you won't notice it so much. Could easily take it up to 150 inches. If you want to see a movie with many people in a local After so many tests and demands, Xming Projector heated up to 51 degrees, while the Q1 SE measured a couple of degrees less. This is because the Xming Projector heatsink is bigger. This is an excellent mini projector, in native Full HD quality, with good colors and very compact, but choose the Q1 version to take advantage of all its features. In the video description I will leave you the links both models, so you can choose between the two. For me, 150 ANSI lumens are too few to replace a smart TV, so my next projector will have a little more power. Because I am getting another two highly requested models, the Wanbo T2 Max and the Bitswolf VT2, and you can't miss it in this saga of projectors that is very good. I hope you liked this video, friend, since I worked a lot. So subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell, so you can be aware of all my future videos. Help me, and let's democratize technology. Until the next video.